Greetings, Guardians. This is Kit Catcher from the Massive Breakdown Podcast, coming to you today with Destiny Tracker to talk about the Wormwood, the future war cult vendor sidearm, and currently most popular and most deadly weapon in all of Destiny. Hard to believe that a sidearm takes that title right now, but that's where we're at, so let's dig in. Now, the Wormwood is obtainable from Lakshmi 2, the future war cult vendor located in the lounge overlooking the hangar and the tower. And part of what makes it so special is that it's in that mid-high impact sidearm class. That's a very fast time to kill, very easy to use, great stats overall. So let's break it down just a little bit. First off, the optimal time to kill is 0.6 seconds, faster than any primary and also faster than most other sidearms are even capable of achieving. It's also very easy to hit that optimal time to kill. You just need to land 1 crit and 3 body shots. Now that optimal time to kill and that ease of use make the Wormwood stand out against other archetypes of sidearms. But what makes it so special in that mid to high impact class? Well, there are 2 things that really make it stand out. First off, it is a hit scan sidearm. Unlike Queen's Choice or the Vestian Dynasty, its projectiles do not have any travel time, so they're going to hit instantly when you pull the trigger. Makes it far more accurate and reliable than those sidearms. The other competition in the same class is the Conviction 2 Jabberwocky D and Iron Wreath D from New Monarchy, Vanguard, and Iron Banner during the Taken King era. And that's the important thing right there. Those are all Taken King sidearms. They are not currently sidearms that you can go and purchase from a vendor. So the Wormwood is easily accessible. That makes it really stand out and makes it extremely popular right now. But just being easily accessible from a vendor isn't enough to make a gun fantastic, and certainly isn't enough to make the Wormwood dominant. What really makes it special is that vendor role, the role that anyone can just walk up and buy any old time, is friggin' fantastic. This is essentially the god role. So the vendor perks include True Sight, Fast Draw, and Quick Draw IS. True Sight is your obvious choice there. Then you've got a choice between high caliber rounds and Quick Draw. Quick Draw is a great perk, but high caliber rounds, in addition to adding flinch, also adds a little bit of range, which is probably the most important stat here, so you're going to want to go with that one. Next up, you have a choice between Hand Loaded and Zen Moment. Zen Moment is actually a pretty great stability perk for a sidearm if it's not competing with a range perk, which it is. Hand Loaded adds a pretty good chunk of range, and every little bit helps. Finally, we've got Hidden Hand. No choice here. This is a fantastic roll. Hidden Hand adds a ton of aim assist and makes the Wormwood very reliable and accurate in its effective distance. And it's very important. The reason that I mentioned those range perks and why those are so important, hand cannon damage and aim assist drop-off starts at about 10 to 12 meters out. You are not going to be reliably landing shots beyond that unless your target is holding still or you are very good at leading them. So that is what makes those particular perks so desirable. Now, if you're farming Wormwoods from the future war cult vendor, hoping to get something better, the only things you could really do to improve it would be to possibly get the Sure Shot IS as a scope if you prefer that one. Adds a little more aim assist than True Sight, trades off some other minor benefits of the True Sight. Finally, in that last column, instead of Hidden Hand, you could also get Rangefinder, Hot Swap, and Reactive Reload. Rangefinder, of course, adds a little bit of effective range, pushing out the damage drop-off and aim assist drop-off by maybe half a meter or so. It's not a huge difference here. Hot Swap resets your accuracy in between shots, which is actually pretty useful when it's active. Finally, Reactive Reload, of course, adds damage after reloading. The Wormwood reloads extremely quickly, as do all sidearms, so you can take advantage of that perk, but it's not going to be very reliable. All in all, I think Hidden Hand is probably close enough to the best, if not the best, perk in that slot. So really, you can be very happy with just the vendor role. Finally, if you're watching the weapons stats on Destiny Tracker right now, you know that the Wormwood is getting a ton of kills, not just in Trials, but in every single Crucible game mode. So how do you take advantage of it best? Let's talk of just a few basic tips to get you started on the path to sidearm success. First off, remember, as I said, sidearms are extremely close-range weapons. You have to get in close. Fortunately, Destiny's maps offer a ton of cover and a ton of different paths and angles that you can find to close on your enemies very quickly. You can play this in a manner similar to a shotgun, although you're not going to close quite that fast most of the time. You really want to focus on flanking and finding unusual angles to approach your enemies at. Sidearms retain a good deal of aerial accuracy, not quite as effective as hand cannons in that realm, but still very, very effective. You can also just slide in and spam shots. You've got a good amount of ammo, and just spamming shots at your opponents is going to be very effective. You're also going to want to slide and bunny hop to avoid snipers when you do have to cross those lanes, because you're not going to be able to fight them effectively with a sidearm. Finally, one good tactic that I want to recommend everybody practice is the 1-2 punch. The way this works is while you're closing in, you're gonna spam the trigger 2 to 3 times just to get your enemy's health down a little bit and finish with a melee to get an even faster time to kill than you normally can. If you do find yourself shooting at an opponent who's running away or maybe at a further distance, then your sidearm is really reliably effective. I've found that pacing your shots, a little bit like a hand cannon, helps you retain that initial accuracy bonus and land those shots to finish the cleanup kills. Finally, if you're playing more defensively, if you're running No Land Beyond sidearm or another long-range primary like Mida, you can use the sidearm very effectively to bait warriors and people who are chasing you. Bait corners and then back off. They'll come around the corner expecting you to be close, find you a little too far away. You can back up and jump sideways to throw off their aim and mow them down with your extremely accurate sidearm. The Wormwood is extremely effective in all of these ways. I highly recommend it. And I want to thank you for listening today. Again, this is Kit Kutcher with the Massive Breakdown Podcast and Destiny Tracker. I'm going to be signing off here. Do remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let us know your own best sidearm practices in the comments below, and hit us up on Twitter with more commentary and feedback on this video. Thanks again, Guardians. See ya.